Welcome to the Lady J Meat Dudes. I'm Evan.
I am Tyler.
And guess what? We're here with CN So from Preservation Meat Collective. Our guy, man, who just dropped us off half a cow of Wagyu beef from Bar R.
Heck yeah.
In Eastern Washington. And so we wanted to just do a nice podcast with him real quick and kind of talk about Wagyu again and really understanding the full blood and getting into that. Talk about Bar R because they're awesome. They do things a lot different than a lot of other places, and they're kind of the Godfather lives over there.
Yeah.
And then really talk about, our the Wagyu certificates that the American Wagyu Association provides and everything, and how we can track the lineage, trace the lineage. So I guess to kick it off, brother. Everybody knows probably what Wagyu beef is that listens to this podcast, but real quick, what is Wagyu beef, and what's your definition of it?
Wagyu beef? Well, originally Wagyu beef, and I mean still to this day, Wagyu beef presides in Japan, right? But many years ago, Wagyu beef actually took a nice plane ride overseas, and ended up in. They actually say that it ended up in New York first. And quite a few animals got trucked from that shipment of live cattle on a 747 that landed in New York. And then they kind of got dispersed all over the country. But quite a few of them actually made their way to Moses Lake, Washington.
See. All right. So, you say many years ago. How many years ago?
1994.
Okay, so gosh, I wish that wasn't many years ago, but it kind of is now, isn't it?
Kind of makes us a little bit older than we thought.
Classic rock and roll level right there.
Hey, so I'm going to put a link in the description to go back and listen to Wagyu 101 that we already did a podcast with. We talked a lot about what it is, the genetics, the makeup. So let's kind of get into the animal that you dropped off here today from Bar R.
Yeah.
So we'll talk a little bit about that and Bar R Wagyu.
Well, super special. The Reeves family, Jerry Reeves, his Dr. Jerry Reeves, a professor.
Yep.
His daughter Arlie, who kind of now runs the show.
Yeah, she's
obviously,
awesome.
Dr. Jerry Reeves still manages and takes care of the day-to-day at the family farm in Colfax, Washington.
He's the godfather.
He is the godfather.
American Wagyu, basically. So.
And why is he the godfather?
Well, the story tells it as he, once upon a time, as a meat scientist and professor, got together with one of the Washington kind of higher ups, the Supreme Court district guy. Like he worked for the government. Yeah. And they wanted to put a program together with Japan to bring United States beef over to Japan to figure out how can they feed the community as the Japanese, as the world kept growing. Japan kept growing, but they didn't have enough beef to supply themselves. So they basically wanted to, they casted a wide net to figure out where could we buy beef from. And so a bunch of professors said, hey, let's go to Japan and find out what they're looking for. And Dr. Reeves went over there. Actually, he took about 4 trips to Japan and found out that nothing in the United States even compared to the Wagyu beef.
80s, 90s, right? Something like that?
Yeah.
70s, wasn't it even?
I think it was 80s.
I think it was, I think it was late 80s. And they basically spent about 4 years figuring out, what do we do? And again, working with a few higher-ups in the government, they helped basically bypass and allow them to ship these animals over. And it's 4 years of basically planning, right? And again, when that happened, they shipped these animals over. And soon after that, Japanese governments realized what they had done, and then they shut it all off. And they said, we can't do this ever again.
We got it, baby.
And that was literally the only time. That was it.
Yeah,
That's
man.
the beginning.
So that guy, now he has Bar R Wagyu.
He has Bar R Wagyu.
In Eastern Washington.
He is now, him and his daughter basically farm.
Yep.
They raise cattle, and they supply the world with their embryos and semen.
Yeah.
Not only do they do that, they raise a small amount of animals that they kind of work with a few people on. and we're lucky enough to bring one of these animals on.
And hey, side note too, they're having an auction.
Yeah,
May
which we're all
24th,
attending,
25th,
right?
We're going
Next month?
We're gonna be there.
We're excited to meet all the Wagyu
This is the
people
first.
there.
This will be a first for us.
Yeah.
People from all over the world will be
Yeah.
at this
It's gonna be so
auction
cool.
in
Yeah.
Colfax, and no, this will be exciting to see what that looks like, right?
I love it. I love it.
This
I
is
can't
going for
wait.
this.
It's gonna be
I
nuts.
can't wait. That's gonna be so cool.
So this animal is full blood Wagyu, right? And so quickly, let's talk about what full blood means. And there's full blood, right? It's 92.8% or higher,
92.8.
but this animal is
100%.
100%. So
Mom-
this is full.
Mom
full blood.
was a full blood,
Mm-hmm.
and Bull was a full blood.
Yeah. Wow. So that means a lot. Oh, hey, we got a little companion over here. So, hey, how do we know that it's full blood?
How do we know that it's full blood?
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at this.
A little certificate.
Digital certificate.
Yes, from the American Wagyu Association. So, American Wagyu Association is like the accredited Wagyu top. I guess explain that real quick.
Yeah,
what that kind of means.
it's basically a program that was created for traceability,
Okay,
right?
perfect.
They want to make sure that there's not these folks that are just buying high grading, purebred Angus cows,
Yeah.
right? That can kind of get documented or look like it.
Yeah.
Sometimes purebred Angus have a good enough marbling where you can almost say, hey, that's low grading Wagyu beef.
Yeah.
So this program is basically, this is documenting
Yeah.
embryos, the males, the females, the.
pretty crazy.
I mean, it's intense, right? It's scientific data.
It's a graph of genetic breakdown.
It's the family tree.
It is the
Name and
family
everything,
tree.
right?
Yeah.
So these names are all the names of where these cattle come
Yeah.
from.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
Nuts.
every Wagyu cow doesn't have to be officially traced by this, but by the American Wagyu Association that's in the U.S. But to have this information and the traceability and the proof,
Yeah.
they
nuts.
get
Yeah.
traced.
And this
there,
is
so
this is really cool to
that's so
have
cool,
because
man.
we get this a lot where folks will say, Wagyu beef can only be from Japan, right? And that was like kind of the old school thinking process.
Yeah.
But this is literally that documentation.
That it's raised. It's the genetics are from Japan, right?
Yep.
So, but it's raised in the United States.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is the first time I've seen something like this.
We
For
see
those of us who've seen the certifications when we order A5
Yeah, the
from
Japanese
Japan,
ones.
Yeah.
you get the nose stamp, you get
Yeah.
the name of the farmer, you get the dad, the mom, what the name of the cow was. Like,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I've ever seen as far as Japanese beef until this.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
And
is
we're super
crazy.
honored because Arlie, she's actually a part of the association.
yeah.
She runs it. So she
rad.
wants to make sure that everything that they're doing is fully up to scale, up to par.
Yep.
And so when she's like, hey, you guys are taking up an animal from us,
check this out.
here's the data.
Yeah.
And she literally sent the data within like 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
And so
on
she's
it.
super on it. She wants to make sure that she's protecting what she does,
Mm-hmm.
protecting the brand, protecting Wagyu itself. And
That's
so-
what the American Wagyu Association really does.
That's
right?
what they
So
do.
it
It's all
protects it.
about.
Yeah. It's so cool, man. Like to see this and to see all this information. It's so like it's just so serious, you
Yeah.
know. Like it's not, like you said. A lot of people will be like, I don't know. And there's a lot of people that say, oh, I got a Kobe beef burger on my menu and stuff. Well, hey, show me the certification.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't
And
know if
this
you
is
do.
one of the things that we're super honored to be working with folks like Bar R and Arlie.
Yeah.
Is that there are a lot of Wagyu beef that's raised in the United States. You'll see a Kobe beef burger on the menu, and that could be a mixture of so many different things. That could be a mixture of an Angus mixed with a purebred, an Angus mixed with a full blood.
Yeah.
And just because it maybe a brand, maybe a label, maybe a
Yeah.
conglomerate said, hey, this is Kobe beef.
Yeah. How do you
At,
know?
at that point, how do you really know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I think I got stuck on the door.
Weird. This is a live restaurant podcast right here, man. We always got things happening. We
whole
love
family.
it. Whole fam's here, man. Well, I mean, it's pretty cool to see this, to see the certification, to to we're gonna cut into this beef today and take apart what are we doing today?
We're doing ribeye primal.
Okay.
Which was my first pick of the draft last week.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
And you got what? Your first pick was Chuck.
The
was it
chuck,
not?
maybe.
Yeah, we're doing the chuck.
I want some zabs.
So we're gonna bust out zabs, Delmonico's, chuck eye, and then probably some
Ooh.
stewy goody meats.
Yeah.
Are we gonna utilize this too?
Oh yeah.
Sin's new.
This shit.
What?
Don't touch it.
Wow, man, that is legit,
It's like a
dude.
knife.
That's gonna cut right through that rib, that whole rib section, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
you guys are. Thank you for bringing on this animal. This was
Totally.
even more custom than we wanted to kind of ever done before.
Yeah.
This animal was, I think we're at about 31-day whole carcass age.
Man.
You know,
We're at
pushing
around
the envelope, 22
yeah.
to
Wow.
28.
Yep.
When you get over that
And so
28.
this thing is going to be primo.
It's
gonna
pretty
be
cool,
done.
man,
Yeah.
dude. And we, I mean, whenever Bar R does something like this, we try to do, support them because they do so much for the Wagyu community. They're a great resource for us too. We hit up Arlie all the time, and
Yeah.
she just gets right back to us.
Any
Boom, boom, boom.
questions,
Man,
they're
she's
like,
dope.
"Want it."
So
And they really only release maybe about 7 animals to the public a year.
yeah. So we try to get it, man.
Yeah.
We try to get it. So this is some good stuff, all logged all the way back to Japan. We got the certification here. It's pretty cool. If you guys are interested and you're in the butcher shop, just ask us. We'll bust it out.
We'll have these up front
Yeah,
to
yeah.
show you what it is. And I'm going to do my best to decipher. These are some crazy names. I tried to pronounce.
I can't pronounce it myself.
I mean,
it.
sometimes when you go to Hawaii and you see the street names and you try to figure
Same.
out, this is Shigakananami.
Nice.
I probably completely just crushed that.
You did a really
But
good
I
job,
mean,
dude.
Craziness.
It's cool though, man, to see all these different things. The coat color, birth date, are they horned, breed percentage, herd classification. I mean, all the way down.
And this breaks
Wow,
down
man.
the dad on the top and
Yeah.
the mom on the bottom.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's so
pretty
cool,
fucking
man.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, dude, thank you, CN, for dropping by here and dropping off this half beef for us.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you guys.
We're gonna get after it.
Let's get
Let's
out.
go
We gotta
do
start
this.
cutting some beef.
When did you get this?
So this, I actually just picked this up on Tuesday. Our
cut-
friend,
cut-
Not
anything?
cut meat yet.
Not
it
cutting
had
beef.
this has not been christened yet.
The
maiden
inaugural.
voyage.
Yes. Cool.
Yeah,
I
very
love
exciting.
it, man. Oh, dude.
I'll let you cut me so I can have a scar from it if you
Yeah,
want.
nice, man. You guys are into that. Okay, that's cool. Well, on that note, hey, I'm Evan.
Tyler,
See you and so.
thank you.
Let's
CN.
go. See you guys later.
Ooh.